Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment. By all means, share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how we all doing, guys? Oh, what a beautiful day. I'm sore. I ended up finishing up the demo phase and the rough plumbing phase of that kitchen remodel I'm doing. So I don't have to go back there for this part of it until actually, no, I'm going to go back Friday to install an ice maker box. But basically, that concludes my part of the job. I end up breaking up a bunch of furniture, helping the framers get all their stuff going today. So it was another half day over there. Again, up and downstairs. I was pouring sweat. It was a muggy day today. But feels good. From there, I went and did another job. She's got me coming back to do the deck. I got to go work for a realtor tomorrow. She's got a full day of stuff for me there, like booked and busy again, guys. I'm talking to a few people in my recovery program, making plans to go out for somebody's birthday lunch. Like, I have a full life today, guys, and it feels good. That's a good thing. And in order to be a part of everything I'm a part of, like, my attitude invites me places for me, basically. In other words, people like to be around me. They like to work with me. They like to collaborate with me. They like to invite me to hang out with them and just be a part of the group. And for me to get there, for me to find my way to figure out who I really was, and then finding this, this, like, kind, compassionate, and again, I'm not saying to be cocky, I'm the best thing in the world, because not. I'm just the best version of myself. I was so concerned because I'd gotten so lost in addiction. I had no idea who I was, what I was supposed to do, what was real, what was fake. I was manipulating, lying. I was just lost, guys. Like I said in my first days, I've been lost for so long, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Well, I'm coming to find out I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I love the city I live in. I love the relationships I have. Granted, yeah, I'll be thrilled when God sends me a significant other, so I can have a woman to build with when I find the right one. But I'm not rushing it, because when I rush things, I screw things up. And I'm not lacking anything. My life is full. I'm blessed. I'm putting together resources that I never dreamed possible, which shows me that big dream of mine of owning rental property is here. And as soon as I find the right property, I'm ready to go. Putting away wreckage of my past, just the clarity, the strength, and guys, I've been pushing through it this week. I'm 220 pounds. I've been up and downstairs for 3 days. My body feels it, but I also know it's the beginning of my spring, and it's going to be booked and busy. So another month of this, and it'll be second nature to me again. My body will, my body's the gift that keeps giving, guys. My eyes regenerating. Life is good. In order to get here, I had to let go of all the bullshit baggage and just resentments. We're going to talk about this in the reading today, guys. Resentments get you nowhere. When you're holding on to resentments for everything, you're just giving your power away. Like, I focus on the things that I can change, and I'm not ignoring, although I am ignoring a lot. I don't watch the news. I don't watch a lot of the bullshit on TV. I don't watch any TV. I worry about what I can, and I try to make a difference where I go. But I don't hold on to resentments. If something makes me bad, I've trained myself by doing my inventory, by working this program. The same things we're offering to everybody else. I use them fully, and they teach me to overcome things, no matter what it is. And what I can't change, I accept. Like, literally, guys, the Serenity Prayer is the way I live my life. And it's a beautiful prayer. And literally, not only is it a prayer, though, it is action steps to a better life. And that's the beauty. That's what this program is. But today, the reading we're going to go with the daily reflections from Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a great one. Because if you're walking around holding on to resentments, guys, you're only holding yourself back and keeping yourself from being invited into a beautiful world that is around you right now. I've moved into a whole new world, and I'm in the exact same physical location I've always been. Like, can't get any more simple than that. So, the bondage of resentments. Harboring resentments is infinitely grave, for then we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the Spirit. And that's what God is, guys. He is the sunlight around us. He is everything for us. He is the food for our spirit to grow. And I'm so happy to be aligned and have a relationship that I do. I literally feel like I'm a walking miracle, and there's magic in my life every day. It has been said that anger is a luxury I cannot afford. Does this suggest that I ignore human emotion? I believe not. Before I learned of the recovery program, I was a slave to the behavior patterns of addiction. I was chained to negativity with no hope of cutting loose. The steps offered me an alternative. Step 4 was the beginning of the end of my bondage. The process of letting go started with an inventory. I need not be frightened, for the previous steps assured me I was not alone. My higher power led me to this door and gave me the gift of a choice. Today, I can choose to open the door to freedom and rejoice in the sunlight of the steps as they cleanse the spirit within me. Guys, that's beautiful. And this is just what somebody wrote down one day, feeling exactly what I'm feeling as I'm starting to work the steps. But I've been working recovery program in my life. And I'm so proud of myself, guys, because I remember, I talk about it quite often, sitting in a rehab that day, and somebody came in. It was actually Christmas Eve of 24. A guy came in, and he was just, and first of all, I'm like, wow, I'm like, you either have no life or you really love recovery if you're coming in here on Christmas Eve. And I wasn't, totally being a jerk about it, but I was happy they were there because it was Christmas Eve and we were lonely, right? And so I just shut up and I listened, and this guy was just like, I love my life. I this is where I was at. This is where I'm at, and just like seemed like he had everything he could imagine, everything he could want right there at his fingertips. And like, I identified with this history. Like, why can't that be me? And it stuck with me for those next few days. I was another 2 weeks. I was in rehab, and again, one morning I prayed. I was meditating. And I wasn't even thinking about that specifically, at least consciously, but clearly subconsciously I was, because it came to me in a meditation, because you don't apply yourself. And I immediately flashed back to like when I went to college. That's a whole nother story, but basically I was in there by the skin of my teeth because I had a free ride scholarship, but I was 17. My mother wanted to save face and didn't want me there, so I ended up having to disown her and take out loans, and it was just a whole big shit show. So because of that, I was, boom, bound and determined, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And I kicked ass. I graduated second out of 146 people, and all those were students, full-time students. I was working full-time in a factory, getting out at 1 o'clock in the morning, not studying, I didn't study anyway. I applied myself, and I killed it. And I thought of a couple other times, like, yeah, when I apply myself, like, and then again, boom, immediately the addiction kicks in. Oh, that was when it was 30 years ago when you were 20 years old or 17 years old, blah, blah, blah. I know, but that's who I am. When I apply myself, when I find a passion for something, like, I take it to a next level, and I'm capable of anything I put my mind to. But addiction had beaten me down, and I just gave up trying a long time ago. So I thought about that all that day, and I get up the next morning, and I prayed again, and I'm like, God, I'm going to do this. And again, all the rest of the day, my old habits, the devil on my shoulder was just trying to beat me down. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to get home. And again, I got home, and I was home 10 minutes, and I found a rocket crack, and I smoked it. It was the best thing that could have happened, as bad as that sounds, because it took the wind so far out of my sails. I dropped to my knees, and I prayed to God, and I said, God, like, what do I got to do here? And boom, immediately, you know what you got to do. Get out of your house, engage with your program, put effort into your recovery. And I made myself a promise that night. I went outside, I found the girl that was locked out of her car, was of service to her, got her into her car, took that despair I was in right off my shoulders, and get up the next morning, boom, as soon as I walk out the door, my buddy that's in the program's walking down the sidewalk. Boom, grabbed him, he brought me to my meeting. I'm now the chair of Fridays. It's my home group. I made a commitment to that meeting a couple weeks in, and I have not missed a single meeting in well over a year. Like, beautiful, right? Like, doing well. I've got a service position. I'm highly regarded. I'm well known. I'm very well known. I'm the chair of the Friday group. Friday of the group. I've done it to the best of my ability, and I've done really well. It's a really good fit for me. Just like everything else I've done, I've taken prayer to another level. I live in prayer, and I see miracles manifest in my body. But guys, my first month in recovery, I went to the doctors because I hadn't seen a doctor in 10 years, and I'm getting all my stuff done. I had that skin growth in my face. I thought it was cancerous, and I'm getting all this, and I was terrified. I'm like, I wait to see how bad it is, right? Then all of a sudden the doctors come out and they're like, you're unbelievably healthy. Your blood pressure's perfect. Your cholesterol's perfect. You no longer have Hep C. They're like, what did you do for treatment? I'm like, I didn't do anything for treatment. God removed it. My eyes, I went to the eye doctor yesterday. God removed it. That all comes from letting go of resentments believing and seeing God in my life every day, being faithful to Him, and then asking Him for knowledge of His will every day, and then going out and actually acting it. So seeking it out, acting from that point of view. Not saying I don't make mistakes, I don't see something that pisses me off, but as I've noticed those things, because again, the more God-centered I become, the more obvious it is when I'm getting to be Pat-centered again. And it's a it's a mix. It's ever going, right? It's an ongoing journey. But it gets me more glaringly obvious the more God-centered I am, the more it sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, oh, that just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like I'm walking with a team of angels when I'm in my own head and I'm manipulating. And again, I've gotten much better about that. I'm proud of who I am today, and that's something I could not say, guys. I hated myself. I literally had stopped looking in the mirror. The things I'd done to myself, no man should have to endure. But that's the result of 35 years of walking active addiction, being sent to prison 15 times, being arrested over 100 times, spending 4 years homeless on the street, family not knowing if you're alive. Like, you become very disconnected and very isolated, because that's where addiction wants you. He wants you powerless. He wants to take everything from you. Never mind physical and material, because that shit was long gone. I'm talking everything from within your soul before it kills you. He wants to torture you. Don't be a slave to something that wants to kill you, torture you, and make you miserable 24/7. I almost did the other reading, and I love the other reading too. And it was a pertinent reading as well, but it was talking about, walking into a meeting and thinking, oh, the good days are over. And I get that. That's a pertinent reading. It's good for a lot of the youngsters. Not for somebody who walked 35 years in addiction. The fun had been over for a long, long, long time. I was stuck there because I had no other choice. I was in a prison of my own, a mental prison, and that's what addiction will end up. It'll just take. So now imagine my surprise when all of a sudden God starts restoring me at a rate that is just shocking, because I let go of the resentment. I took ownership and accountability of my actions. And then I looked at it realistically and realized that no, God had never shunned me. There's no human way I could have survived what I survived for 35 years. The only way I survived all that was like, what? I always go right back to that footprints in the sand poem. Used to see people hanging in people's houses. And walking along you look at the blueprint of his life and saw the two sets of footprints, but every time there was a difficult part in his life, there was only one set of footprints, and asked God why he abandoned him, and God says, no, that's when I was carrying you. That's what I see now. Like, I can't survive going through wind chills at 125 miles an hour, coming through unscathed, sleeping in snowbanks for years, just the nonsense. The checks my ass was writing, that my mouth and my actions were writing, that my body and my mind couldn't cash. Well, God covered me. Like, I got a lot of OUIs to God. IOUs to OUIs. Got a lot of those too. Got a lot of IOUs to God. So I live accordingly. I live every day trying to make up for it by making a difference in somebody else's life, by sharing my story here, by doing these videos, by being of service and speaking to a newcomer and speaking to anybody. Just trying to live the best version of myself, because that shows God I'm paying attention, I'm thankful, and I'm looking for the miracles. The more I do, the more I find. I'm so bought in now, guys. It's nobody has to convince me. It's funny, like I work with my sponsor. I respect my sponsor deeply, and he works with a bunch of guys, so there's a set rule to things, and he almost always makes it almost like an exception. Well, I know you. I like that, guys, because today I am the exception to the struggling addict in recovery. I'm not struggling in recovery. I'm loving recovery. Recovery is the thing that has set my soul ablaze. I have found my passion. I found my purpose. I found my place in life. I found life and a love for it. I've been able to get healthy, and I can look at myself in the mirror today and respect the strength that I have on a hard day. Nope, challenge. Let's get through this, because I'm going to feel good at the end of the day, because that's been my experience going through the hardship the last 16 months. I know what my life is today. I know who I am today. I'm just another exceptional struggling addict. Not struggling. And just get over that, right? Sorry, I slipped out. No, I'm not struggling, but I will always be an addict. It doesn't mean I have to struggle. I can embrace, and here's the difference, and that's why I try to promote, guys. When you embrace recovery, when you live and find a passion and make recovery your purpose, it will provide you with everything you ever lacked that you were chasing in addiction. Imagine that. What I was out there chasing with those drugs for 35 years was right here at the end of a prayer in a meeting. That's a good feeling now that I found it. It's tough until I got there. That's why I'm sharing it with you now. Go find a meeting, right? Become part of a recovery group. If you're fighting addiction, if you're fighting alcoholism, don't do it alone, because that's where it wants to get you and kill you. Find a group and find all those. And again, not every meeting's great. If you don't like the meeting you're in, find another one. There's tons of them. Tons of them. You go to 4 or 5 every single day. Then never mind the Zoom meetings that are out there. You might identify with a group that's in California, or you might feel comfortable getting started until you want to go to a physical one. Whatever it takes. But be honest with yourself. That's the one requirement for recovery. It's rigorous honesty with yourself. I'm not worrying about anybody else out there. But I find if I can be rigorously honest with myself, I don't have to manipulate, lie, cheat, and steal to anybody else. And then as I get close to God, I can't, because I know He doesn't want that for me. And it's not that I'm afraid of Him punishing me, because it's one thing people get very twisted. My God is a very loving, understanding, and forgiving God. He's not going to punish me. I just lose my connection with Him. He's not going to, He's going to protect me like He always did, but He's not going to shower me with the miracles. I'm going to get what I'm asking for at that point. But when I keep myself aligned, because that's my choice, God doesn't need my love. I need God's love. But when I show Him my love, He shows me His appreciation by doing all this wild stuff that I could never dream of. Like when I walked in the eye doctors yesterday, and I mean, again, I'm 53. I should be going down, and I hadn't noticed. Like last year, I was having a hard time starting to see things. My depth. No, I'm not now. Why not? I can read street signs now. I never used to be able to, but I didn't put that together. So I went to the eye doctor, and she's like, "No, you don't need glasses anymore." I'm 53, and I'm supposed to be going the other way. She goes, "Yeah." She had literally didn't believe me that I had. She went and looked at my, she saw my old prescriptions. Like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And guys, I've also got medical records that show I pulled about half a pound of steel out of my eyes. I've got 2nd and 3rd degree burns to my eyes. It's not like I've been kind to them, but yet they've gotten better because God is redeeming and restoring me, just like one of His promises. Like that's what's available to everybody. I can't give it to you, but if you find it for yourself, and again, maybe you don't want the level I have, but if you want a successful, opportunistic, quality, content life, go to recovery. Stop fucking running around with that 800-pound gorilla of alcoholism and addiction on your back. Like, yeah, it takes a tough man to walk with that. It takes a much tougher man to put it down and face his fears and enter the unknown and find love and beauty and joy and opportunity, responsibility, long-term security. All these beautiful things that eluded me my entire life are right here in my hand today. So that's what I work with. Guys, that's a video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.